Hi everyone! Today we'll be discussing phonemic awareness and what it is and how you can assess it in different ways in your future classroom. So first we'll start off with, what is phonemic awareness? And so what I came up with was the ability to hear, identify, manipulate individual sounds or phonemes in a spoken word. So before children can even learn to read or write their own print, they need to understand how the sounds in words actually work together. They must understand that words are made up of speech sounds or phonemes. And if you don't know what a phoneme is, it's the smallest part of speech in spoken word that makes a difference in a word's meaning. So they must know that there's a difference between a letter and that there's a sound to that letter. And so next I have, why is it important? And I put, it helps improve students' word reading and comprehension, and it helps students learn to spell. So I actually found several different kinds of assessments and practice tools that we can use in order to help our students better prepare for what phonemic awareness is, since this is the base of reading and writing and just everything important that they're going to need for the rest of their lives. And usually this is a part where students struggle with is their sounds, because when they're going, they'll be like assessments. They won't know how to sound out assessments. They'll just read it, and if they don't have pictures, they can't really make inferences. So one thing that I found that I thought was really neat was this practice PowerPoint. So we'll start at the beginning of it because I really enjoy this one. Okay, so you could do this, and this is different weeks. I only have week 1 right here, but it's very helpful because you can do different practices like this. It says say the letter names. So this is just A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and continuing. And then it's asking which letter is missing. So the kids would have to fill in the letters that are actually missing in this one. So that helps them practice with their letter names in the order of the alphabet. Okay, and then they have another one of practicing the letter names, but this one's all the way through so they can do it all together as a class. This next slide is to say the letter, name the picture, then say the sound. So, for example, the first one is the letter A, that's an apple, and then A. And so they can go through all of those. You can do it as a class or a group, or even like if a student's struggling, if they need more practice, you could do it individually. And so here's the rest of those letters. They can practice with those. I thought those were so neat because they also need to discuss what the pictures are and the sounds that they make. Okay, and this one is discussing pretty much like word families, but these are beginning word families, so SH and shadow, so sh, and then thumb, the th, and it continues, and you can have more practice with that. And then here's a different one where you can count the syllables, so kangaroo, and it shows 3 different claps there, so that'll help with that. And then duck, so there's practice with syllables on top of that. Okay, and then for this one, you're saying the beginning sounds. So for cat, it's the k, and then for horse, h, and you just continue going. So you say the picture and you name the sound. That'll help them with their phonemic awareness with these different kinds of things. Okay, and then it moves on to rhyming words, which you can do with or without in your different lessons. Just break this up however you need to. And it says, it's asking you if cat and hat are rhyming words, which they are. But then we go on to this one, is dog and cow rhyming words. And some of the students may get this confused because the dog is black and white just like the cow, so they'll just look at the picture and make an inference like that. And chair and bat, they don't rhyme either. So that's just a few things that I found that would help with practicing different things before you actually assess your students. And you could even do this as guided practice, so either of that would work. Okay, and then I found other things. Okay, so for this one, they say that you could use this as a wheel and put something in the middle and spin it, and you would pick a card that you have. So if I had a card that said cat, and the student picked the card cat, and they spun this wheel, it would land on one of these different things, and there's more down here. And instead, you could use cat, and if it spun on clap the syllables, you would just go cat. But what I was thinking would be really neat is if you got a beach ball, maybe a beach ball with 8 different stripes down it. I don't even know if that exists, but if it does, and you could write it on there, and you could pass the beach ball around, and whichever side that they catch with their right hand, whatever that lands on, that's what they have to do, much like this wheel, but instead of spinning it, they'll actually get to toss the ball to each other. And you could have different words you could pull up on a PowerPoint and just randomly click through them, and that's the word they have to do with the beach ball. So I really like that idea. And it's the phonemic wheel, so that'll definitely help with phonemic awareness in my opinion, and get them engaged and moving around and getting excited about phonemic awareness, because I for one love playing with beach balls. Okay, and for this last one, I actually found this one on Teachers Pay Teachers for free. So it's a worksheet, and this could be used for independent practice, if anything else, because I think that's what it would be good for. I think the other two assessments that I showed you would be good for guided practice in the classroom and for just helping them be more aware of phonemes. Just a good way to practice. And this assessment right here, I think would be a great way to see what the students know independently. So here's the word bank down here. I think I would start with this, in my opinion, because some of these pictures are a little bit confusing, but these words go with those pictures, so it won't be as confusing. So the students will have to spell out cat, just like it does on the lines: cat, kit, cot, net, bat, sit, pot, jet. And then up here, since they'll use these words, they can color the pictures and sort by their word families. So their word families that they're talking about here is the ending of each of these words. So the AT, you could use bat and cat. And so the students would color these pictures, cut it out, and put it under the at in the word family. And then the next one ends in IT, so it. So then you would see which of the pictures of the students put there. So this would be sit, and kit would go in the IT word family. And then OT, the ought, is caught, and pot would go in that word family. And then ET would be the net and jet. And so you could see for those, so you could show the students, like, yes, those words rhyme because they have the same exact endings, and you have to categorize them by their sounds that they have. So their word families have the exact same sounds in them, so that's a good way for you to explain that to them. Okay, and then there's another one down here with different word families. So we have ag, ig, og, and ugh. And right down here you do the same exact thing, so the students would have to trace over each of these words so they know how to spell them, and they can like see. And what I would honestly do is, as they spell them, have them sound out the letters that they're spelling. So b, ag, bag. And then they would have to say the full name of it, but they would definitely need to sound out the sounds for that, even just to see the different kind of word families that they have going on here. And so this one would be the same way, just plugging in the different pictures into the word families here. They can color them, then put it in, and so I think they'll have lots of fun with that, because it's independent practice that isn't just circling or boring stuff like that. They actually get to color and cut, so that works on their fine motor skills. So I think that this is a great independent practice. But honestly, with the younger grades learning phonemic awareness, I would try to do group or individual. Independent practice can get a little tricky and they get frustrated sometimes, so, but that's just my opinion. But I really do think that the guided practice of the PowerPoint that I showed you earlier, which was this one, I think that that would be a lot of help. You could even do this maybe once a week. And like I said, this is only week 1 of this, so you could do to week 2, week 3, week 4, and build on this phonemic awareness. And if they're falling behind, you could go back a week or back a week, but hopefully they won't fall behind. Hopefully they'll keep up with you for the most part. And then this beach ball idea, which went away, this beach ball idea, I think this is a good thing. You could even use this in your classroom daily to go over different phonemes, so they'll get their phonemic awareness down, and they'll know, because you can make the words harder. You don't have word constraints here. You can just put all these sentences and stuff on a ball so that they can use the word in a sentence. What is the middle sound? It's just a fun game to play with your students to get them aware of their phonemes in different words, and just keep moving up with those phonemes, making it more challenging for them, but appropriately. And I think that would really help. And then end with the independent practice with something like this, something where they can show you that they do know their phonemes. And that is all I have for phonemic awareness. Thank you.